Today, we're going to talk about becoming the best of yourself. Life can turn very, very quickly, and it can turn in a way that you wouldn't believe just how much it can flip. And I mean that in the negative and in the positive. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, and neither is the second half of today. I mean, anything can happen. And so I really want us to be in the state of now and in presence. This is the spirituality meets personal growth and development. So being in the now means to understand that this moment right now is all there is. And we want to be grateful for it, and we want to enjoy it, and we want to love it. And we want to take action now so that no matter what happens, we played all out. No matter what happens, we gave it our all. I do not want down the road to reflect back and go, oh man, I wish I had have gone bigger there. I wish I had have done more. I wish I had have gone all in. I want every single one of us to decide right now that we are going to go all in, and we are going to do this, and we are going to change the course of our lives. And that's everyone, whether you're in a course or a program or not, whether this is your first time or your seventh time. Let's make the decision that we are going to go all in, and we are going to do whatever we can in this moment to live the life that we desire. So one belief that I would say that would be, okay, so I love to be efficient. I love to take the fastest way to get to something. I like to do whatever takes the least amount of effort, but the shortest amount of time. Shortcuts I quite enjoy, and I used to think that that was a bad thing, that I was like lazy or something. But what I realize is that that's our natural way of being. Like it is like nature takes the law of least action. It takes the easiest way to complete whatever it's going to complete. And so now I understand that I'm just like that. Like, I don't want to take the long route. I don't want to work real hard. I want to be able to do it in an effortless way. And so I do this with my beliefs, right? So to reprogram your beliefs can be a daunting thing. And there are a lot of ways that you can do it. And there are a lot of ways that take a lot of time and effort. And we can do that. We can play that game. We can go down to the minute little beliefs, and we can change one at a time and take months to change, blah, blah, blah. But I also like to kind of pull back and look at things at a bird's eye view and ask myself, what would be the most efficient belief to have that would change the course of my life? What could I believe to be true that would actually move me forward faster? The best belief to have, and I would write this one down, is that I get everything I ask for. I get everything I ask for. If you believe that, if you truly believe that, changes everything. Because you walk in the assumption of faith every single day. You can have whatever you want. Okay, that's a good belief. You can have whatever you want. But feel the power behind, I get everything I ask for. I get everything I ask for. That's not a maybe. That's not a, I believe it's possible. That's not a, I hope so. It's literally, I believe I get everything I ask for. Everything I write down, I get. Everything I write down happens. Wow, I'm powerful. Those are beliefs that I hold. I get everything I ask for. It takes time, but it does come. Oh, why would we add that second thing? Basically, I get everything I ask for, but take time. No, don't even ask that. So see how we're noticing. We're noticing notice what you're noticing. Notice what you're paying attention to. Notice what you are believing, because the assumption, whatever you believe to be true, will be your truth. That's the part I've been struggling with, the time it takes. Time is not real. Do you know that? Time is not real. Time is something that we have created. It's something that we have focused upon, that we have become aware of, that we now create resistance around because we believe. I'm so impatient. What does impatience mean? I do not have it. I want it now. So when you move into the assumption that you have it, you could ever want, it is all there. It is all on its way. You are in joyful expectation. It is complete. It is finished. There's no more impatience. And so when you resist something, it will persist. So when you think something is taking too long, you're resisting it being easy. You're resisting it being fast. It's taking too long. It's taking too long. It's taking too long. So what does the universe say? What does God say? Here's more. It's taking too long. Sure. You want it to take long? Here's more. So instead, I get everything I ask for. I am so grateful. The belief then I get everything I ask for is so beautiful and it is so powerful. Not I can have everything I want, but I get everything I want. I get everything I ask for. You can go into your past and you could actually create an entire story about how this is true. You can go back and you say, I wanted this and I have it. 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 And then you can even go back and you could say, I was afraid of this and I got it. I was afraid of this and I got it. And you can literally see how you are so powerful, so incredibly powerful. But now we are going to be powerful on a conscious level, on an intentional level, and a really, really focused level. So I get everything I ask for. Everything I write down, I get. So I had a beautiful mentorship call with Neil Donald Walsh this week, and he said something to me that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I hadn't heard this language before, and it was so good. So I teach a lot about the law of detachment. So it's in the whole dating world, it's the I want you, but I don't need you energy. That's what we want to be like with our manifestations. But he used two words that were brilliant. He said that everything that I've ever desired or wanted, anything that I've ever asked for or brought into my physical form as a manifestation, it was a preference, not a requirement. A preference, not a requirement. So he used the example with me of chocolate ice cream. So he went out to a restaurant and he ordered a dessert and it came with ice cream. And he said, I would prefer chocolate ice cream. And they said, well, we don't have chocolate. We only have vanilla. And he said, okay, I'll take vanilla. He didn't say, oh, well, then I don't want the ice cream. I don't even want this dessert then. I require chocolate only. Nope. You don't have the chocolate. I'm okay with the vanilla. So that's a beautiful way to detach. So what we're doing is we're creating a life in which we desire to live, but we don't require it. How do we know we don't require it? You're surviving. You've got a good, right? So this is the energy of, I'm so grateful with what I have, and I would prefer it to be even better. I would love for it to be even better, but not a requirement. So that's just a beautiful way of framing kind of that energy. So the language that I really like to use when it comes to answering the question of who do I need to be, okay? So who do I need to be to have that life? Who do I need to become in order to have that life? I use the language of becoming the best of yourself. I don't like calling it your future self, because as soon as you say that you are creating a future version of yourself or you're going to become the future version, using the word future keeps it in the future. And we don't want to be future. Like, we want to ask the question of who do I need to be, and then we want to be it. So I don't like to use the word future self. You won't see it. I also don't even like to use the word higher self. Higher self implies that where you are is lower. And it's not. It's just different. And so we want to love ourselves to become the best of ourselves, not hating ourselves to become the best of ourselves. But the best to me is a word that describes ascension, elevation, growth, and awareness. And so it doesn't mean that past versions of you were not good. You're the best of yourself today, right now, and you're going to become an even better version of yourself tomorrow. So it's an opportunity to grow that 1% every single day. The best of yourself also, to me, is already within you. It is an awareness that this version of you already exists. It's understanding that you don't have to be like anybody else. You don't have to become a different version, but that you just want to find the best that is within you. There is a livingness in being yourself. Being yourself. That is a Thomas Troward quote. So what does it mean to be yourself? That's the effortless way. The effortless way is understanding that you are unique in who you are. The end is the realization of who you really are, not becoming something or someone else. It's not what we're doing here. We are allowing our greatness to come out. We are allowing our best to come forward. We are actually becoming aware of, to become aware of. You don't think you're successful because you aren't aware that you are. You don't think that you're beautiful because you aren't aware that you already are. So to me, that's the effortless way. I'm going to read you the back of my book. We are going to be pre-launching my second book, which is called The Best of Yourself. And it's like 265 pages. It is very thorough, 17 chapters. It has journal prompts in every chapter that my team. What is so incredibly powerful about this book and what you will notice is that it is a returning home to who you really are, understanding that your human is so important, but that you are divine. You are divine. So there's a chapter on oneness versus separatism. There's a chapter on ego versus spirit. I'm talking about it all and I'm not shying away from it. So there is language about God in there and the universe and all that beautiful stuff. So we can't go too deep into it because we don't have too much time, but the book's really, really powerful. So I want to read you the back of this book. Okay. So it says, the secret has been with you all along. Imagine a world where you wake up one morning and you don't question if you are good enough. You just know you are. You don't try to measure up, compare, or seek validation because the love you have for yourself fills you up. You don't try to make yourself more beautiful because you know you are beautiful the way you are. As you gaze in the mirror, you're immediately struck by how amazing you are. Your light shines so bright, it's hard to ignore. You enter the world with unbreakable confidence, spreading joy and laughter everywhere you go. You move forward with unwavering faith, knowing that the universe responds to your needs. You understand that you are worthy of all the good things you encounter, and they easily come to you. You are bold and courageous, allowing your gut instinct to guide you. You embrace the ups and downs that come with life, trusting that every experience is a learning opportunity. You find joy in the little things, from a good cup of coffee to an evening spent with friends. You feel fully alive and appreciative of all that life has to offer. This is the real you. This is the best of yourself. So this book, I'm really, really proud of it. We've been working on it for a really, really long time, but it is going to be a beautiful way for us to help everybody to live in their bodies and to love themselves for who they truly are. We were on a mastermind call with Bob Proctor. There was 5 of us on the call and we got to ask him questions. And this gentleman puts up his hand and he says, you know what? I am so frustrated that my business isn't growing. I am so frustrated. And when I heard him say that, I was like, what? My gosh. And then Bob goes, why would you want all of the forces of the universe working on the idea of frustration? I was like, well said, Bob. Well said. Because this is the reality of it. As a man thinketh, so is he. That book is so powerful. One of the best books, As a Man Thinketh. So what you believe to be true will be your truth. The I am. So that's why I'm saying don't put I am loving and I am caring and I want to help people, and okay, that's great. But if we are going to change something, we're going to become aware of what we do not believe to be true, and we are going to tell ourselves that it is true. So the I am is really, really, really important. And I want us to make sure that we see that and we feel how that feels. So once we have a beautiful list of all the ways in which we know that we desire to be, the version of us that we desire to be, then we have opportunities every single day to be it. So every act is an act of self-definition. So the way you show up every single day further solidifies an identity that you hold about yourself. So if you believe you're a procrastinator and then every single day you continue to procrastinate, you're solidifying it every single day. Health is such a beautiful example. Okay. Health, you can absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, resonate with this. So for years, because I was plus size, I believed that I was unhealthy. I had an assumption that I was an unhealthy person, that I existed in the absence of health. Okay. So I have never had any chronic diseases or illnesses or been on any medications for high blood pressure or diabetes or anything like that. I've never had any of that stuff. Blood work's always been amazing and fantastic and good. But I still believed that because I was plus size, I was unhealthy. And you might be listening to this right now and you might be thinking to yourself, yeah, being overweight's unhealthy. We have been taught that. And we have been made to believe that that is true. It's not. Okay, as a former nurse, it is not true. What determines if we are healthy or not? Our appearance? Our size? It is the behaviors with which we take every single day. It's the behaviors. So I decided to drop the guilt and the shame around my body and being plus size, and I decided to just believe that I was healthy instead. What if I believe I am healthy right now? What if I believe I'm a healthy woman? What would that change for me? And so when I started to believe I was health, I started to make choices that represented health. I stopped trying to lose weight. Okay. So I have just released 100 pounds. So I've released about 102 pounds since my surgery in May of 2022. And the goal was not to do that. The goal was to be health, because I had an experience where I really experienced lack of health. Being in the ICU, having a chest tube, having lung surgery was not fun. So I decided that I was going to be health. I'd actually decided that beforehand, and in February actually, and had my surgery in May. So I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped drinking coffee. I started walking every single day. I started craving healthy foods. I started eating salad, and I hated salad my entire life, convincing myself I love it. So being health instead has nothing to do with your appearance. So the weight loss industry is very, very heavily focused upon appearance. They show you before and after photos of this person looked like this, and now they look like this through my program. Come and sign up for my supplements, take my 12-week course, and you'll go from looking bad to looking good. It is a message that is ingrained in all of us, that looking a certain way is important, is valuable, and it's meaningful for you in this life. It's the same thing with beauty standards. It's like that in the fashion industry. It's everywhere. But once we drop that, we can say, I want to be health. I want to be health. So when we stop focusing upon looking a certain way, but treating our body a certain way, we completely shift the underlying goal towards our existence. And so when you choose to want to be health because you want to have a vessel that lasts you for the rest of your life, and you want it to last a long time, you do things completely differently. So I started asking myself a question that was completely different. So my questions around food used to be, is this sugar-free? Is this fat-free? Is this low-calorie? Does this have carbs? And I would make a decision on the foods that I would eat. I'd go on a diet to choose foods that would help me to look thinner. I don't do that anymore. So now I research foods all the time, and I'm researching foods. What is going to give me the vitamins and minerals that are the best for me? What's going to help reduce inflammation in my body? What is going to give me fiber? What is going to help me have more energy? What is complex carbohydrates that are going to be the best for me? And when should I eat them? So now I ask the question, what is the nutritional value of this food I'm about to put in my body? What is the nutritional value of this drink that I'm about to consume? And so if I'm about to sit down and eat like a donut and I ask myself, what's the nutritional value of the donut? I can say, well, not quite sure that it's going to support the longevity of my vessel. Does that mean that I don't make decisions to enjoy things? right? Like I will make a decision to enjoy things. But when 90% of the food I consume in a day has significant nutritional value, 10% of my food not, still supports the longevity of my vessel, and it supports me allowing my body to live a long life. But when I'm choosing to eat and not eat out of guilt or shame or fear or trying to look a certain way, it doesn't support the idea of health. So our health is not determined by the number on the scale. That's what I'm saying. And this is a new belief. It might be something that can serve you. What if you believed that? What if you believe that to be true? There are a lot of very, very thin people that do not consume one nutritional value food in a day. I had a trainer once, and I went for dinner with her, and I was shocked. I had this assumption that because they looked a certain way, that they would be fueling their body really nutritiously. And then I learned really quickly that she worked out so she could eat bad food. And that was her belief. Anyways, I'm on my soapbox. But this whole shift in belief about being health, it allowed me to every day now just exist as a healthy woman. So I told my trainer, I'm not signing up for a 12-week program. I'm going to work out for the rest of my life. So let's just do indefinite. So I have a trainer indefinitely till I feel like I don't want to anymore, but not just for a short time, for a long time. So you can see how choosing to be health will change everything for you. It's about being a different version of who you are. So how can we take this same example and be success? What would it be like to believe that you are successful? So what would it be like to believe that you are successful and to behave in a successful way every day, right? So what would that look like? You would make quick decisions because you're successful and you take action. You would stick to your decisions. You wouldn't be changing your mind all the time. You would be taking action in your business from an inspired state. So you can take action in your business and be completely uninspired, not believe that it's going to do a thing and just go through the motions. And it will not be as effective as if you took inspired action, inspired in spirit. When you are in a state of being of success and of health and of love and of joy, you don't need to see results because you experience that state of being every day. When we need to see results, it's because we don't believe it's working. We don't believe it's good enough. So health for me, I've decided what I'm going to do every day to behave in a healthy way. Move my body, drink lots of water, eat nutritious food. I have some supplements that I love to take. I take greens every single day, things like that. So I'm going to behave in a health way every single day, regardless of what my outside world tells me, regardless of the number on the scale, regardless of what I look like in the mirror, right? I'm going to continue to behave in those ways regardless if I see the results. How do I know it's working? I feel good. I feel healthy, right? So success then, to be success every day, decide what does it mean for me to be success every day? For me to exist in a state of being of success as a successful person, what does that look like? How do I think? How do I feel? How do I behave? And then move like that, regardless of what happens outside of you. So we'll do that. We'll get started. We'll be like, okay, I'm successful. And then a week will go by, 2 weeks will go by. And then we're like, well, I don't see more money. I don't see more clients. I don't see more of this. So then you just go right back. But to truly embody a new state of being is what we're talking about here. And it is so, so powerful when you do it. So embodiment. This is the difference between myself and many other manifestation teachers. So I have learned the art of embodiment. I teach through experience, not through concept. So I don't teach you step by step by step. I teach you what I've experienced, and then I put it into steps. I have embodied a new version of myself, and therefore I'm experiencing a completely different version of my life outside of me. So I asked Bob, one day I had an interview with him. I really hope this interview is going to come out soon. And I asked the question, why me? Why did I learn this information? There's been people that have been studying this information for 15 years. and they have not experienced what I've experienced. Why me? And he said, Kathleen, you internalized it. You didn't just gather the information and hold it in your conscious mind and then, teach it to a few people. You took it and you became it. This is my truth, and I live this truth every single day. You cannot convince me otherwise.